so she can get started with the fundamentals. And when she's finished, I'll go over the technicals for the rest of the week. So with that being said, it's all yours, Carmen.
Cool. Hey, everybody. So I'm just going to go through some of the news briefly and kind of touch a bit on what's going to happen next week in the Forex Factory calendar. So um, let's see. Gosh, there's a lot of news, but I'm just going to kind of skim through it. So Pfizer and Moderna's um, COVID vaccines are out. People are starting to get those now. So we'll continue to see how that progresses as more doses are made, as they're given. Um, Also, speaking of coronavirus, there's a new variant strain in Europe, um, possibly here in the US. One thing about the Moderna um, vaccine is that they formulated their vaccine to um, based on a spike that shows up in the protein. So that protein spike um, should be present across variants. And so, anyway, they're currently testing to see if their vaccine that they've already put out actually covers the variant strain that's out right now. Um, so, um, there at the border at the UK had been closed. Um, and they finally reopened the border, so there's a lot of imports and a lot of trucks and stuff that are now able to go in. There were miles, about 23 miles or so of trucks that were waiting to get through the border. So now that's able to happen. Let's see, Congress has well, they did come out with a stimulus package that a lot of people were not happy with. And in just my opinion, I feel like people weren't going to be happy with it regardless, because they've waited for so long for it. But it was $900 billion, and it included $600 checks for the people. And um, a lot of people couldn't really understand why, or they were upset because they were calling it stimulus money. So, for those people who are going to be watching this, who don't who won't get a chance to really ask the questions, I'm gonna put it like this. Anytime the government is putting out a package, they're going to call it for what it's supposed to do or for what it is. The stimulus bill is supposed to stimulate the economy. It's not necessarily there to um, help necessarily bridge every gap that every American's going to have in their bills and in their expenses and stuff. So the money is given to the people so that the people can spend the money so that that money can stimulate the economy, because as we all know, um, spending money stimulates the economy. So that's what the stimulus package is for. Whether it's $600, $1,200, the money's meant to be spent to stimulate the economy. Well, Trump wasn't happy about it. Called out a lot of the additional spending that's in this bill, and called out the low ball for the personal checks, and wants now $2,000 checks for the people. And so, another thing I will say when it comes to these spending bills is that a lot of people think that it's your your state representative that's making these decisions. A lot of people think it's the House, it's the Senate. They're coming together making these decisions, but really, it's lobbyists that are putting these bills together because um, of just how government works. Lobbyists control the government, believe it or not. And so a lot of these extra spending things, a lot of these extra segments that a lot of people saw and heard about yesterday, um, and the things that the president talked about last night, these are things that lobbyists typically add, like the things for the fishery and coral reefs and money that's going towards other countries that comes from um, a lot of um, gosh, it's a lot of things. It's trade, it's agreements that we're in, it's ally type payments, it's a lot of stuff that goes into why we're giving other countries money. Some of the money just seems kind of like crazy, but it's like humanitarian type money, monies that we put in for global group effort type things. Um, so, yeah, it's a lot of spending. A lot of people don't understand where and why all this spending comes from and how it comes to be. Just know that it's lobbying, it's organizations and groups that our country is a part of, and humanitarian efforts. So, with all that being said, tomorrow the Democrats are supposed to meet, talk about this $2,000 that they're going to be sending out to the people, and we'll see where it goes from there because technically Congress is in recess until next year. But this needs to be done. There are some spending provisions that end this weekend, so they do need to go ahead and get this done because next week, in addition to this week, it's going to be a light week. Um, so let's see, covered stimulus package. I covered um, some of the more global news items. So I'll kind of switch gears and talk about crypto a little bit before I jump into the Forex Factory calendar. Um, if you've looked at XRP, paid attention to XRP, you'll see XRP is like at about 26 cents right now. That's because there was a lawsuit filed by the SEC against Ripple, the company that holds XRP. There is a difference between the two. So anyway, um, that was filed. Long story short, they feel like Ripple they feel like Ripple had the way that they did things, they're classified as shares. They're not shares, they're not classified as a currency. And um, they feel like the release and the sale of cryptocurrencies, the way that Ripple did it, was illegal and that they were trying to sidestep the process. So Ripple doesn't feel that way because they classify themselves as a cryptocurrency, not shares like a stock. So we'll definitely see where that goes. But we'll go ahead and jump into the Forex Factory calendar. I'm not really sharing my screen because there isn't much to see on the Forex Factory calendar for the rest of this week or for next week. Um, However, I can do so. All right, so this is the Forex Factory calendar for the rest of the week. Yeah, nothing. So tomorrow is Christmas Eve. Um, like I said, the biggest thing tomorrow is the Democrats talking about this stimulus package. The Japanese have their unemployment rate coming out tomorrow in retail sales, followed by a speech on Friday morning. But most banks, most countries start their holiday tomorrow. So the rest of this week is going to be a very light trading day. If you trade U30, if you trade the indices, just make sure that you're out of your trades because the market closes early tomorrow. And then the market will not be open on Friday. And then next week, um, going through the weekend, still considered bank holiday. Um, is going to be a bank holiday for the GBP and for Canada. Tuesday, super light news day. We only have one news item coming out for the US, and it's not even a news item that we get that often or pay attention to. Um, Wednesday is going to be another light news day. We're going to get most of our news for the US on Wednesday, like wholesale inventories, the oil news, um, pending home sales. Those aren't going to be like super big things, but they're things that we'll still pay attention to going into the new year. And then Thursday we'll get unemployment claims. So Thursday is going to be New Year's Eve. Um, Again, make sure you're paying attention to the markets, and whenever when your indices close for your broker, every broker has a certain cutoff time. So even if the market, let's say for instance, the market closes at 1 o'clock, your broker might say, well, we're going to close at 12:50 or 12:45. So just make sure you're aware of when your broker is actually going to stop trading, so that you're not caught in trades through a holiday and through the weekend, because that's what's going to happen not only this week but next week. So if you don't get out of your trades, I would say, if you can't help it, don't trade tomorrow. But if you want to trade, only trade like the first couple of hours of New York tomorrow and then just get out, because otherwise you're going to have to end up holding trades through to Monday. Um, and then next week, it's going to be the same thing. If you don't get out of your trades by the first half of Thursday, you're going to have to hold trades going into um, what would technically be the second week of the new year, but the first full week. And then looking at that week, it's a ton of news. So if you look at the week for January the 3rd through January the 9th, it's a lot of news. So us not having this news for 2 weeks is definitely going to be made up for. And then also in that week, we're going to be getting our very first NFP, our non-farm payroll report for the year. So we're definitely paying attention to all of these news items. Make sure that you're paying attention whenever they talk about unemployment claims. We definitely want to see the industries and the jobs where um, jobs are being lost, jobs are being gained, not only for 2020, but we have to look back too to see what the trend was going into 2020, to see if there was any type of trend already being set. So we will do that on next Monday. Because I'm not going to guarantee that I will be on the call Friday, just because it's a holiday, people be spending time with their family. So we'll just kind of spend Monday, since it'll be a light news week, just going over what certain news items mean, what were the trends that were set in 2019, what were things, kind of like do a yearly wrap up for everything that happened in 2020, and talk about what we're going to be looking forward to for the first quarter of 2021. So that'll be Monday. If you feel like that's information you'd want someone to know or hear, you're always free to invite people to the call. The link for the call for Monday will be up either that night or on Tuesday. But it's definitely information that is going to be pretty important going into 2021. So, with that being said, drop any like topics you want to hear about into the group chat, and I'll make sure that I cover all of that information for you guys on Monday's Zoom call. I definitely want to make it an informative Zoom call. Like I said, going over the news items, what they mean, how to tie things together, because I want to set you guys up for success going into 2021. Not that we haven't been already, but it's going to be something that you're going to want to start a notebook for, or, reserve some special pages for in your notebook, just so that you can have references for all of the trading that we're going to be doing next year. So thank you guys for listening. I'm done. We'll go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Level so he can get started with the technicals.
Cool beans. Appreciate that, Carmen. Great information. Yes. Great information. Let me get into these technicals. Um, all right, can y'all see my screen? Can y'all see the chart?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool beans. Let's get it then. All right, y'all. Um, no, I ain't been on here in a while, man. I've been last week, Monday of last week, man, I was under the weather. I felt real bad. And then I got to feeling better later on that night. And that next day, my freaking hard drive crashed on my laptop, man, with like years and years of data on it. And um, yeah, I was kind of sick there for a while. But fortunately, I was able to get um, to recover most of it from my backup computer. So still end up losing about 3 months of, well, I don't know if I lost it yet because I had to send my laptop back to HP. So that's what I'm waiting on now. I'm currently waiting on my for them to fix my laptop and send it back to them. I don't know how long that's gonna take. Probably gonna take a couple months. So that's why I ain't really been doing too much in Telegram or really been doing a Zoom call like that because I just been trying to recoup and get myself together. So, but with that being said, I'm gonna give y'all my overview for the rest of the year, and we gonna start the new year off fresh, and we gonna kill 2021 just like we killed 2020. So let's jump into it. Starting with the dollar as always. Let's look at it on the daily. Let's take all that off. Okay. All right, now let me put this back on. Okay, cool beans. All right, so as y'all know, we've been trailing the dollar down from the beginning of this year, from the beginning of 2020. So looking back over the year, since this is the last week of the year, last week or so, this is the perfect opportunity to look back over the year. So as we look back over the year, those of you that was with me, that's been with the group from the beginning of the year in last year, you know that we've been selling the dollar from 102 up here at its high of the year. We've been selling the dollar all the way down. Um because our fundamental and our technical analysis for the dollar was for the dollar to be bearish for the year and to sell off because um if you remember, Corman and I was predicting the crash of the market and the crash of the dollar before the dollar even started to sell off. And so it's all documented and it's all I'm gonna have it all documented and uploaded on YouTube. That's why I was really so sick because I was like all my data, everything, all my analysis, my predictions and everything just lost. But fortunately, no weapon formed against me. So, and God is good all the time. So, um, hopefully I can regain my other 3 months, but if not, I much rather lose 3 months of information than lose about 2 years of information. So, but anyway, back to the analysis. So we've been selling the dollar all year. I told you guys in November that if the dollar broke below this low, that I wanted to see the dollar come down in here. And then I told you guys if the dollar broke below this zone and then came back and retested and couldn't get back above the zone, then I expected the dollar to continue to sell off for the rest of the year. And as you can see, that's what the dollar's been doing. The dollar's been selling off. We came back and got this good smooth retest, and then the dollar appears to continue to be pushing to the downside. So I want to see if the dollar holds this structure or if the dollar breaks below this structure. So I want to see the dollar because now I'm just looking for the dollar to find a floor, find a support. That's all I'm looking for. Hold a level, hold a support. So until the dollars start making higher highs and higher lows, I'm gonna expect the dollar to continue to sell off. Um, the dollar could come back down to 79 cents, 72. Man, the dollar could hit all-time lows of 70 cents. So the dollar got a lot of downside to it. I don't know if they're gonna let the dollar just completely crash out like that, but we shall see. But I'm looking for the dollar to find a floor sometime soon. It um might find it right here off of this structure. So give me 1 second. All right, sorry about that. I had to take that. But yeah, so I expect the dollar to find a floor here soon. But with the way that everything is going on with politics right now and the government, man, it ain't no telling. They could let the dollar crash out to all-time lows. You never know. We'll just have to see how price reacts to these levels, and then we'll just have to make our plays off of that. So moving forward, looking at our currency pair, um, let me take this off. Looking back over the year, um, let me get. I was way back in 2019. Um, so here we go. So cool beans. So with Euro USD being that we already know Euro USD move in the opposite direction of the dollar. So we know if we were bearish on the dollar for the year, then we know we was bullish on Euro USD for the year. And so if you look at the overall trend for Euro USD, then you can see that the analysis for the year was dead on. Um, and we rode this whole ride up and been riding it up from the beginning to the end of the year and still riding it up if you still trading. Me, I told y'all uh, that I was done trading for the year, but if you still trading, then this analysis is still playing out. Um, Looking at GBP USD, we know that GBP USD moved opposite of the dollar. We know that we was bullish for GBP USD for the year because we was bearish for the dollar. Um, we see we had this big sell off when the pandemic hit, when COVID first hit, and then for the rest of the year from March to now, we've been dead on. Looking at NZD USD, same thing. We know NZD USD move opposite of the dollar. So that's why we was bullish for the dollar for the year. And the dollar, sorry, that's why we was bullish for NZD USD for the year. So we see that NZD USD was bullish for the year. Um, Even with NZD even though we stopped trading, I stopped sending out um signals for NZD JPY because I didn't like the way it started acting, but we were bullish for NZD JPY for the year, and we can see that NZD JPY has been bullish also. So cool beans. Let's look at Bitcoin. We already know the lick for Bitcoin. We already know. What it is, what it is. We know that we was very bullish for Bitcoin for the year. Um, Bitcoin dropped down to 3,800 in March. We was on it like white on rice. And we've been riding Bitcoin all the way up to current price. Um, it's been one hell of a ride. Um, put your seatbelt on, buckle up, because it's gonna continue to be one hell of a ride. Um, man, just follow me along the way, man, and I'm gonna try to make sure that you can capitalize off every move. Um, but yeah, I think this was my greatest, my best analysis for the year, best gains for the year. Um, yeah, man, it's currently up like 460%, something like that. So it's real dope. Um, looking at silver, I think we started trading silver a little late. I don't think we got into silver until like it was whenever Mr. Parson asked me to start looking at silver. I think it might have been like in April or something because I know we was trading this breakout right here. We traded this breakout when it broke these highs right here, came up here, made this liquidity run. So it might have been like in May. Yeah, like April or May. But same outcome. I was bullish silver and we ran I'm sorry. We ran silver up to ran silver up to $29, and silver is currently at $25.83, and I'm still bullish on silver. Still bullish on silver. I definitely want silver to come back up and retest $29. So it's right now at $25. So that's some good pippage for silver. So moving on to gold. We was definitely bullish for gold for the year. Um, definitely ran gold up. Um, still bullish gold. The way everything's going, man. Like the dollar, if the dollar keep plummeting, the gold just gonna keep going up. Silver's gonna keep going up. Bitcoin's gonna keep going up. Crypto's gonna keep going up. So you can see this bullish move right here for 2020. You can see this pullback. There's just a correction. You know, gold may even come back down here to retest 1730, retest this structure right here. And then we could see gold definitely, we're definitely gonna see gold come back up and retest 2000 and keep pushing to the upside. So I'm definitely still bullish for gold for 2021. Um, same thing with silver. Um, looking at U30. We started trading U30 real late in the year. Um, I think we started trading U30 around June. think we started trading U30 around about up in here. Yeah, around about in June. Um, when we started trading U30, when I started trading U30, looking at U30, I wanted to see U30 sell back down, come back down, and fill in some of this imbalance to the downside. Um, U30 never came back down and filled in this imbalance. It came pushing. So once I realized that I was on the wrong side of the market, that U30 was indeed going to continue to buy to the upside, then we got on the right side of the market and we've been riding U30 up ever since. U30 did come back and break pre-pandemic highs, and U30 appears to continue to want to be bullish. Um, these new all-time highs that it made right here, I'm waiting on U30 to break these levels. It's been playing off of these levels. If we go down to the hour, you can see how much it's been playing off of those levels. Sold off here, gave us another sell here. It's just been selling, selling, just can't break back above those levels. Even came up and retested it today. Sold off. Now I'm looking to see if U30 is gonna get back above it, or if we're just gonna come back up, retest it, and push back down. However, going into 2021, I do expect U30 to continue to push push to the upside. Of course, we will have corrections, and as volatile as U30 is, you already know. I tell you guys, you shouldn't be trading U30 unless you at least got $1,000 in your account, and you shouldn't be trading no more than 0.01. Um, and it's very volatile, so just be mindful of that. Um, so I think that about wraps it up. Anybody got any questions about anything?
No, sir. I greatly appreciate you.
Cool
No
beans.
questions.
Oh yeah, one more thing before I get up out of here. Look at XRP. Um, because XRP um is on everybody's radar now. Um, and it's a good thing. I just want to let y'all know that um well, like Carmen said, XRP going through some litigation right now and whatnot. That's why we see this sell off in XRP. It's all good. Don't let it panic. I mean, don't let it scare you and make you panic and sell all your XRP. When you see dips like this is just great opportunities for you to buy more. XRP, its technology alone um, isn't going anywhere. XRP is here to stay. Um, I think it's one of the best um, technologies out there. Um, so as far as blockchain technology, so I don't see it going anywhere. So I bought more today when it. I actually converted some Bitcoin to XRP on Coinbase because I got uh, Bitcoin. So but if you don't have Bitcoin, you can just buy it with cash. But don't let it scare you when you see it dip like that. It's just an opportunity to buy it at a discount. So remember that. Um so Yeah, when all this I lost money, all this, but when I seen it come down here, I started buying it back around 23 cent, like right here. I started buying it back. So off of what I bought at 23 cent, I'm already in profit. And then when we get back up here, I'll be nicely in profit off of here, back in profit off of the XRP I had up here in these profits. So that's just how you play the game. You don't sell when price start dipping, you just buy more. Um, so yeah, that's all I wanted to say before we got out of here. Anybody got any questions about that?
Nope, none.
All right, cool beans. Well, as always, man, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I get the video. I try to get the video posted up to YouTube, like I told y'all my situation about my laptop and my hard drive. So just bear with me. But um appreciate y'all tuning in as always, man. Let your loved ones and your family and friends know you love them while they still here. And as always, peace and love, everybody.
Peace and love.